You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe.
You live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live what I believe. No. What do I do? I get charity every single year.
Crime, like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Because of DEI, it begs the question when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? It almost creates thought patterns that are not necessarily.
No one gets automatic respect, whether you did a bunch of good things or bad things and you pass away. Respect is earned. You work for it. There's people who are saying, you gotta respect the dead, you can't speak foul of the dead. But y'all made fun of George Floyd, who's dead. There's people, when Emmett Till was brutally massacred, beaten down, and then eventually ended up dying, the people who did what they did to him didn't apologize. They didn't try to rectify it. What'd they do for the family? Nothing. The woman who lied on Emmett Till didn't even say R.I.P. Emmett Till or whatever. She didn't show no respect or love for him. And I understand why. She's racist. She hates black people. So why would she? I'm not going to expect somebody, and I'm not saying their hate is warranted, but they clearly hated Emmett Till, right? So I don't expect them to show no type of love. Of course, they're not going to show him no grace. Only people who's going to show Emmett Till some love after he passed away was people who obviously cared about him and people who feel sympathy for what happened to him in his situation. Charlie Kirk. Does he deserve love? Does he not? Yeah, it can go either way. If you like Charlie, you can show him love. If you don't like Charlie, you don't have to show him love. It goes both ways. People trying to get everyone unanimously on one accord about this, stop that. That's unrealistic. Never, at any point in history, has every human agreed on one thing. So stop trying to expect people to automatically show Charlie some type of love and respect. This man literally said out of his own mouth that it is okay for some lives to be sacrificed to gun violence to protect his Second Amendment right. That's fucking weird. And most of y'all who are Charlie supporters agree with that. And Charlie is now a victim of gun violence. So what's really wrong? I mean, he's probably not even really mad wherever he's at. He's probably happy. Yeah, my Second Amendment right is protected down there. Everybody down there, Second Amendment right is protected. Yes. Like, bro, he's okay with this. It was coming out of his own mouth. And I'm assuming he's a man of his word, so if he meant what he said, and if you are a supporter of Charlie, well, you should not even be tripping that much. This is what he wanted. To protect his Second Amendment right. But I will also say this, though. Should we be doing some public executions? No, I don't fuck with that shit. But when you do stuff to people, when you say stuff that really gets to a point where it's so serious, that politics, where people have been affected negatively by politics and positively. People have died from political decisions made by politicians and stuff. That's just what happens. And you don't expect people to not hit that breaking point and do something like this. It's going to happen. You're playing with people's lives and stuff. And all the people saying, well, he shouldn't have been killed for words. World War II started off with words. The 100 Years' War started off with words. The Crusades started off with words, and then it led to violence. So yes, words do matter, just like how violence, all of it matters. All of it affects one another. So people saying you shouldn't be killed over your words. I'm not saying you should, but don't be shocked when you say stuff like that and people do stuff like they did. Just saying. But at the end of the day, let's not be weird about the situation. The people that don't like Charlie have good reason for not liking Charlie. This is not a case where it's like Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson is still, the people who disliked Michael Jackson still accuse him to this day of being a pedophile, but no proof of it. No proof. No proof. But they still use it to tarnish his name. Now, if it was proven, I totally understand why people would still keep bashing Michael Jackson. I totally understand. And also, he's black. Some people didn't like him because he's black anyways. But there is no proof or evidence that Michael Jackson touched kids. So why are you still pushing around some nonsense saying, oh, he did it. F Michael. You don't know if he did it. We don't know if he did it. Even if I support Michael and I don't know if he did it. I don't know that for a fact. The FBI couldn't prove it. But I'm not finna keep pushing it around as if it's some fact and use that as a reason to hate something when it's not no actual evidence for it. But it is what it is, though. Y'all do what y'all want. But let's not be hypocrites about this stuff. You do not have to show respect to every person that is dead. Because what respect do we show Hitler? None. Does he deserve any? No. He literally wanted to annihilate a group of people because he did not like what they look like. Like, bruh. He didn't like what they said. He didn't like how they moved. He didn't like how they walked. And he wanted to exterminate them. Why should you expect somebody to give condolences? Every dead person does not deserve condolence. If you do a lot of bad shit, you deserve to have bad stuff said about you. I'm just saying. You do a lot of good stuff, you deserve to have a lot of good things said about you. That just makes sense. But even if you do a lot of good stuff, people are still going to say something negative about you. If you do something negative, somebody's still going to say something positive about you. But when you do more of the other, do not be shocked when you get the exact response of what you was dishing out. You dish out negativity, you get negativity. You dish out positivity, you get positivity. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple.